Shalom. Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh Shai, Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh Shai, Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh Shai. Call Halon Yulai Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. It's the brother Isaiah with the Pittsburgh GMS camp, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rachaha Kodash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right, I just want to do this quick in transit, and basically it's in regards to the race wars, the coming race wars, which is a part of the prophecy that's going to happen here in Amerikkah, Babylon the Great. All right, and you can kind of see it brewing up. Right now what you have is primarily what I'm hearing based off of little videos that I be hearing, the white people watching and different things like that. People be watching, different videos. Just running across little clips. Okay, you got this racial tension, between so-called white and so-called black people. Okay, which you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are actually the children of Israel according to the scriptures, man. According to the prophecies. All right, you so-called white people are Edomites, also pertaining to the prophecies. Okay, so anyway, what you have is this one particular narrative that's going out, or this one particular action, movement, this internet movement called the Black Girl Follow Train, and it's where so-called black women are following each other, and it's blacks only allowed, basically. Where, as I said, so-called black women are telling each other to follow each other's pages. All right, and there's no white people allowed to follow. And what you have is, you got Esau, so-called white people. They're hurt, okay? They're hurt. They're complaining. They're mad that they're not included. Which I will say, as us, with us, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, with the chief tribe being the so-called blacks, so-called Haitians, and the so-called West Indians. All right, the Benjaminites, the Levites, and the Judites. Southern Kingdom are the chief tribes, okay, with Judah being the chief tribe, so-called black people. We're the trendsetters, okay, or they are the trendsetters. I'm from the Northern Kingdom, but so-called black people are the trendsetters. And so what you have is, you have Edomites, which have no flavor, no salt, okay. Black so-called black people are the salt of the earth, okay, which I don't like using that word black, but nevertheless, you have Edomites mad, okay, that Jake, which is short for the descendants of Jacob, biblical, Jacob, the son of Isaac, okay, who inherited the blessings. You have Jake out here angry because Esau's mad, and Esau's claiming reverse racism, okay, because he's not included. Esau's hurt, man. You saw this clip from the Dallas Brothers. This little short video where this big tall Edomite, okay, came up to the camp. It was saying, "You're preaching hate. No, why don't you love me? I love you." Saltless as hell, looking like a big stick figure, okay, big tall ass, giant, okay. And so that's that's what's going on. Esau is mad, okay, whenever you point out the fact that he's culturally appropriating he's appropriating your culture. You even had this one video came out that I wanted to speak on, where it was this guy who thought he had something. He thought he had a piece of information. You could see the pride, you could hear the pride in the way he was speaking. Now, I'm not saying that he wasn't, I'm not saying he wasn't Edomite. He could have been, he might not have been, just because, kind of how he was talking. But nevertheless, he thought he had a good point when he said that, braids was so-called black people culturally appropriating the Vikings, which is not true. And also, furthermore, from what I've heard brothers say, the Vikings, the original Vikings, were so-called black people. You see? So even then, you were wrong. A lot of the kings and stuff in Europe, okay, was so-called black people. Okay, but that's a part of the history that's hidden, Do research on a book called The Russian Icons. You'll find out that a lot of so-called black people ruled in the European regions. All right. So nevertheless, man, the coming race wars are going to happen. The book of Matthew, I think it's chapter 24, tells us nation shall rise against nation and people shall rise against people. All right. Well, that's what's going to happen. All right. Nation is going to rise against nation. Okay, we know that there's going to be a black versus white. I don't know if you want to call it a paradigm, but there's a black versus white narrative. Okay, that's playing out, and it's biblical. Okay, it's biblical. Since the scriptures tell you that inside of Rebekah's womb, it said 2 manner of nations shall be separated from thy bowels. Rebekah was like, well, look, if I'm pregnant, if I'm pregnant, then why is all this stuff going on? If this is a blessing, because children are a heritage from the Most High, so that's why she said, if I be such, then what's going on basically? But the Lord was like, look, I'm creating 2 nations. I'm making 2 separate seed lines out of your stomach, and they're gonna be basically mortal enemies. Okay, the elder shall serve the younger. All right, that was a prophecy. And so the Lord created 2 mortal enemies. And that's why you see this, the main heat or topic of, what is it? The main topic of controversy is black versus white. Okay, but that's biblical, man. So all this whole, we are the world, we are the children. No, that's bullshit. Okay, he has a chosen seed, being the Israelites. All right? And the scriptures say, you only have I known out of all the families of the earth. All right? So the Most High have chosen Israelites out of all nations to be his chosen seed. And the rest of the nations has heard about it. The rest of the nations is hurt. And the funny thing is, for a nation, for a world, okay, for a world that exists that is so blatantly against the laws of the Most High, the people who are claiming to be the Israelites are surely held in the high esteem. Okay, they get a lot of financial backing. They get a lot of, they get a lot of, moral support when it comes to being defamed. They have the ability to shut you down, and take away your livelihood if you're labeled an anti-Semite. You know what I mean? So, we understand and know that these nations deep down, they still have a fear for the Lord in some regard, and they know that the Israelites will be blessed, man. So that's why Psalms 83 exists. That's why Psalms 83 exists. The scriptures say they have come together to cut you off from being a nation, man. Okay? So we can't forget that. But nevertheless, I just wanted to kind of go into that. Salakia for not having a lot of scriptures. All right, the race wars is coming. So you got to remember that too. My wife even had a dream that Jake rose up because of the injustices that were happening. All these different people, killings and things of that nature. Jake rose up and started, killing all the people that they thought was so-called white people. All right, and if you were seen with a so-called white person, then you were in danger. Okay, which of course we understand, being spiritual men, through the blessings of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that everybody that looks like a so-called white person ain't a so-called white person. But nevertheless, Jake rose up, okay, and they started going in on people that they were perceiving to be Edomites, man. So that aspect is still coming, man. The tension is still there. It ain't never going away. And for you so-called black people, for you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that want to be buddy-buddy, that want to go hand in hand with your oppressor, you got another thing coming, man. The Lord got a surprise for your ass. You know, you got niggas that believe that slavery went away. You got niggas that believe that we're in a new world, a new, you know, that's no longer the narrative. Or you're wrong, buddy. All right, you're wrong. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. Then I'm going to say Shalom, Shalom.